Hey, welcome back. It's May 25th and I just come back on one of my early morning jogs, and I thought to drop one of this walk-in videos of mine that I just started out on my channel, which is all the more reason why you ought to subscribe to learn a bit more of what's out there and emerging. I just want to replay a couple of reasons which I've already released in my Friday walk-in video last week as to the bloodbath on the financial markets. It's to do with two announcements, key announcements that President Trump has just released to the public media, and this is unfortunately to do with this ongoing debacle on his tariff war, trade war on the rest of the world partners. The first of which is proposing a 50% flat fee on the European Union against a 550 million plus inhabitant bloc. That's a commercial suicide in the making. And what's even more alarming, he's starting his own battle, one of his own American companies being Apple, 25% on any iPhones that's been manufactured outside of the country, out of the US. Now, you have to really understand the ulterior motive behind this, which is something I've been trying to explain every now and again in my videos. He's not just using it as a negotiating arm to settle the best possible trade deal for his country with respect to his trading partners out there, but ultimately what is the ulterior motive behind it is also when it comes to renewing his soon-to-be matured government-issued bonds. If you look at the charts, there's quite a few charts, and if I have time I'll set up a video about it. In the next 10 years, there's pretty much every year in the United States there's going to be an annual bond that's close to maturity every single year. And given that the 10, 20, 30-year bonds, government bonds, are at this all-time high interest rates, around between 5.5%, and it's rising, what that means is when it comes to maturing, renewing those new bonds to pay back the previous bond's debt, and hence the vicious cycle going on, he's going to be renewing those bonds at an increasingly expensive interest rates. So what better means does he has one of the most superpower countries on earth and the most financial capital markets around the world is the US financial markets, is to tank the market deliberately in order to bring down the bond yields, those interest rates, in order to issue new bonds at a slightly more manageable, cheaper rates than what they are at the moment. That is really the ulterior motive behind this deliberate tactic of tanking the market, using an excuse as a trade war to settle a good deal for the US. There's a double barrel motive. It's that, but more importantly, to bring down the yield prices in order to issue more debt at a cheaper rate, because without it, no government can finance itself for its own financial endeavors. So that is, for me, the ulterior motive of what he's attempting to achieve here. And this is all the reason why you ought to invest at least part of your wealth into Bitcoin to move ourselves, to insulate ourselves even more now than ever before from the shenanigans of these politicians. Couldn't care less if the US, it could be the European Union, it could be the central bankers, the central planning analysts, or the central planners out there. It doesn't make sense. They're all the same to me. The only ulterior hedge against this shenanigans is to invest part of your wealth in Bitcoin. So do the right thing, invest wisely, and invest in Bitcoin. Until the next time.